What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with a unexpected update today. Yes, this is my second video. So yesterday's video, we were talking about there being a very volatile move for Bitcoin. Well, we got that move. We got the volatility. We did, in fact, get the breakout to the upside as we were anticipating, but it was very short-lived. We had the stock market open, stocks tanked, stocks are sitting on critical level, Bitcoin fell down with it. In fact, I posted over on Twitter, our good old buddy Bart Simpson is back, a very typical pattern that we see a lot of times in Bitcoin. So I just want to really quick go over what's happening in the charts. Is everything invalidated? Should we just throw it out the window? And I'm going to reiterate again those very critical levels that we need to pay attention to, because we saw that there were some whales selling into the strength, right? We saw that on chain. They were selling. So does that mean that they were just taking that pump as an advantage to just get out of their position? Is it actually a fake out? We're going to get into that right now. So if you guys like these super quick on the fly updates, a little bit different than usual, slap the likes. You know, it really helps to push this video out. You know, YouTube hates short videos. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So yesterday we were talking about this pattern that was forming right here, and we knew that we were going to have a breakout either to the upside or to the downside. Now, I did have a hunch that we were going to break out to the upside. We did in fact break out, but we came crashing down to the exact same levels. This is a textbook fake out right here. What is interesting though, is if we do actually just extend this line out a bit, you know, you can argue that maybe we are actually flipping this resistance right here as support, because you can actually see that that candle got bought back up. So should we be getting excited? Well, I guess it's better that we didn't crash below this level, right? That's something that we could be happy about. But at the same time, it wasn't exactly the greatest move that we wanted to see. You can kind of see where we're hanging out right here. You can see there is a little bit of this sort of support here in the mid-range. You could say that Bitcoin is kind of still staying above that, but nevertheless, that was a little upsetting to see, because even though it might look okay on the 4-hour, if we actually look at this daily candle, I mean, look at that wick. Look at that wick right there, guys. I mean, that is a big, big selling wick. And we did see in my video, if you didn't watch my video from this morning, that there were on-chain activity showing that there were a lot of whales selling above this $20,000 level. So you could see right here, there's that selling pressure. So should we be worried about this? Does this mean that they're finally just exiting their positions and they're all convinced that we're going to go lower and all these billionaires are going to be correct that we're going into a 5 to 10 year bear market? Well, I personally don't think that's going to happen, but nevertheless, guys, we are below this level, which is why I said you do have to be careful. You know, especially if you do play these breakouts, you want to make sure that you have your stops on that. Now, currently, technically, I mean, you can see right here on the daily, we are still forming an uptrend, right? So it could have just been a fake out. We could still continue to the upside. Nothing has been confirmed yet. We haven't broken any major structure. We haven't fallen below this level right here. So as long as we maintain above that $18,000 level, you can see right here, if we pull it back, the reason for that is we have these two wicks right here, right? And technically, we didn't even touch it on this time. So that is good. But the other thing is that we also did not hit our target. We didn't even, well, we kind of came close to it, but we didn't hit it. And actually, what's a little bit upsetting is you can see all this support right here, support right here, support right here. But look at this. Once we pumped up from this level, we couldn't even get back up to it. Same thing right here, right? We pumped up, we didn't even get back up to it. So this is showing that there is a bit of weakness in the charts. Does this mean that we are going to have this triangle play out, right? Because we know descending triangles, right? Where you keep hitting the lower end, the lower end, the lower end, the lower end, and you keep coming down lower and lower. Well, I don't want to bring out the chart from 2018, but we all know what happened back then, and I, you know, hate to do it to you guys, but that is exactly what we don't want to see. We don't want to see something like we saw back here, okay, where we had this basically triangle, right? Same thing where we're putting in these lower highs, but we're staying flat on the bottom, because eventually the markets do give out, and this unfortunately resulted in a 50% crash. So that is hopefully something that we're not setting up to do right now. Now, it doesn't always have to play out. I just want to point that out, guys, because look, you could even say right here in this consolidation period, right, that we were putting in, that's kind of a sloppy trend. Let's do it like this, right? Let's say this is a little bit of a bull trap right here, right? And you can kind of say that maybe right here, you know, so some people, you know, were thinking we were coming down here, we were going to whatever, fake out, boom, to the upside, right? Very possible. We could get that over here. I'm not saying, you know, that we're going to actually get that, you know, necessarily that dump to the downside, but it is something that we just have to be careful with, you know, that we're not forming this type of the triangle pattern where we do end up falling to the downside, right? So obviously, like I said, guys, the levels that we want to pay attention to, again, are still this very critical level right here at around 9,500. And ultimately, you want to try to get back above, excuse my drawings from before, you want to try to get back above this previous all-time high, right? This psychological level right here. We are back in the blue zone. We've been in this blue zone before. It's not a place we haven't been, but it's a place that we don't want to stay too long, because you can see right here, if we lose this area, this pivot bottom right around that $17,600 level, that does risk us falling to the bottom of this falling wedge pattern, and a straight down shot right here would bring us to around $15,200, okay? So that's what we don't want. Hopefully we continue to build this structure. Maybe we have a bit of a fake out like we did here, right? Going to the downside, and then we do have that breakout to the upside. That would give us, you know, a nice target somewhere on this descending trend, but then it probably would get honestly sold, because at this point we are still in a downtrend. So even if we were to break up here somewhere, there is that possibility that we still continue that sideways movement. Maybe even, you know, this chart, I mean, puts us, if we continue here, this could actually go even to May of next year. Now, it would be a good opportunity for accumulation, would definitely bore a lot of people out of the markets, but nevertheless, that is the area that we're looking at. And of course, like I said, most importantly, we are still holding above this 89 EMA, right? So you can see right here, support. We have been supported by it for about 4 months now. So falling below this level right here, 18,237 would not be too great for the chart. So if I could just go back here, like I said, we did have that bounce. Potentially, it was a fake out. It was a fake out. Maybe we are going to have that bounce to the top. But as I said, looking back at this main chart, this is a pretty nasty rejection. It does suggest that if Bitcoin does fall lower tomorrow, we could head back down to that $18,000 area. But again, I'm going to reiterate, in order for us to break out, now we have this descending line right here. We also have this right here, this area right here where it intersects. We have $20,740. So that is the level that we're looking to break right there, guys. 20,740. Once we can break that, hopefully we can break out of this trend. And, you know, then that would bring us to our target of, you know, 21,700, with pretty much this final target at around 22,475. So pretty much nothing has changed in the charts. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit of fun, came back down. So now the analysis remains the same. We're in the same pattern that we've been trading in really since back here around August 22nd, just sort of chopping, faking to the upside, faking to the downside. So that's pretty much where we're at right now, guys. And obviously, if I see anything in the charts that we need to go over immediately, I'll definitely let you know. But yeah, it was a nice attempt. But unfortunately, our good old buddy Bart Simpson, he did in fact get the best of us today, guys. So that's basically it. Let me guys know what you think about that. It is very, very critical for us that we do close those monthly levels. Pretty much what I showed you in the chart. And yeah, I mean, if we don't, then there may be some reassessment necessary for the overall crypto space. However, I still am in the camp that we are incredibly oversold. We still should have had a real bounce, a real rally, not what we got, you know, today. That wasn't really the thing that's going to get the bulls excited again, right? You would think there would be at least one more, even if we were going to be heading lower. But essentially, guys, that's what's going on in the charts. Wanted to bring you that update. Thanks again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. And of course, if you want to trade, you know, check out this video popping up. Where am I? Right over here, right now. So that's it, guys. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Stay crypto, and of course, peace out.